Good morning. Welcome to the 9th Annual National Book Festival. I'm Christina Barron. I'm the Kids Post editor at the Washington Post, one of the charter sponsors of this event. I'm here to introduce author and illustrator Juana Medina, who was here at the festival in 2016 to talk about her first early reader book, Juana and Lucas. That's a story based on her own childhood in Bogotá, Colombia, about the frustrations of learning what young Juana calls the English. But it's also about the things she loves, her family, friends, Brussels sprouts, and her furry best pal, Lucas. That book won the 2017 Pura Belpré Author Award, which honors children's books that celebrate the Latino cultural experience. The judges noted the book's breezy humor and charming design. The design is indeed charming, with spare but vibrant illustrations and type in various fonts and sizes to keep the readers engaged. Juana and Lucas are back in a new book called Big Problemas. This story deals with Juana's favorite human being, her mommy. You probably guessed from the title that something is not right. Juana and mommy's lives are changing, but I'll let the real Juana tell you about that. In addition to Juana and Lucas books, Juana Medina has written and illustrated a picture book, One Big Salad. She's also illustrated 3 other picture books, including Elise Primavera's new book, I'm a Baked Potato. We're going to get a peek at Juana's talent as an illustrator in a few minutes. And don't forget to get your books signed at 12:30 in the book signing area, which I think is right over there. But for now, please join me in welcoming Juana Medina.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I feel like my mic is kind of low. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, good. It's so good to be here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know there's a big lineup of wonderful authors and illustrators, so it's great that you chose to come here. I feel quite honored. Let's see. Let me make sure if I got it right. Is that, yeah? Okay, good. Well, thank you for that lovely introduction, and I am indeed going to share with you a little bit about Juana and Lucas' Big Problemas. So I thought maybe what we could do is read a little bit and start there. Would you guys like for me to read? Yeah? Okay, let's start. Maybe you can help me a little bit too. All right, so I've got a copy here. And I should say, this book was inspired by a child, by a kid at a school that I visited in Rhode Island. So you never know when you go to these events, it's not just about hearing people read, but what you say is also very important, and what you share is very important. In this case, this boy inspired me to work on this book. Here it is, Juana and Lucas' Big Problemas. And you can distinguish it from the first book, because as you can see, the spine is blue on this one, right? And this one is green. So let's start right at the beginning. Chapter 1. My name is Juana. I live in Bogotá, Colombia, with my 2 most favorite people in the world. Mommy, here's Mommy, watering the plants. My mom loves plants. And Lucas, my dog. Do any of you have dogs? Yes, they're good friends, right? Yeah, very good friends. Do any of you have cats? Yes, cats are really good friends too. My life is just about perfect, and here's why. I live in a city that smells of eucalyptus and fresh fruit and has beautiful mountains. Are there any mountains in Washington, D.C.? Not really. There's a couple hills, right? So in Bogotá, instead, there are huge mountains. They're called the Andes Mountains. My home overlooks the city, so I can see when the city is awake, and if I'm awake past bedtime, when it goes to sleep. Do any of you tend to be awake past bedtime? Yeah, so it's a common problem. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, it happens. We have the nicest neighbors, Mr. and Mrs. Sheldon. I'm always welcome in their home as long as I take off my muddy sneakers before I step in their carpet. Do any of you tend to have muddy sneakers? Yeah, okay, I'm in good company. No? Yes, you do. Oh, good. Mommy is also perfect, except when I do something that gets me in trouble. Then her eyes shut down, her eyes turn the greenest green, and she says my full name, Juana Medina Rosas, and to go to her inmediatamente. Do any of you know what inmediatamente means? Immediately, that's right. That's how I know I'm in trouble. That's not perfect, but overall, Mommy is pretty fantastic. And there's Mommy tending to her flowers. My abuelos are about the most wonderful people that have existed, and they have existed for a very long time. There are my abuelos, my abuelito, whom I called abue, and abuelita. My school is quite good too, even though math and English are hard for me to learn. Do any of you have trouble learning some things? Yeah, sometimes there's things that are hard to learn. I understand that. Mr. Tompkins might call me out every now and then for getting in trouble, but that's okay too. Staying quiet and still are not my specialties. Do any of you have trouble sitting still and staying quiet? Yeah, I completely understand that. The number one most perfect thing of all things in my life is Lucas. He's the most perfect perro in the whole entire world. Despite being neurotic, eating my homework, and snoring, he's the best of amigos. Do any of you know what amigo means? Yes, friend, very good, yes. Lately, mi vida, my life, has become a little less perfect. Some days ago, Mommy came to pick me up from school, and I got into the car. But when I looked up, I thought I was in the wrong car with the wrong Mommy. Her hair looked completely different. Mommy's old hair was excellent. That's the truth. So I told her I like her old hair way better. She wasn't too happy about my comment. That's when I knew I was in the right car with the right Mommy, just not the right hairdo. I don't know why she had to fluff it and fancy it up. Shall we continue reading? Yeah? Okay. Mommy has been changing other things around too. For example, she's been wearing more perfume and singing more canciones. Do any of you know what canciones mean? Songs. Very good. You're all so smart. Okay. More canciones and wearing more lipstick. I think her perfume is nice, but not so nice that she should wear a lot of it. Also, it makes Lucas sneeze. Lipstick might be fun, but it also means getting ready to go anywhere takes longer. I think it's best when it doesn't take so long, especially when Mommy is supposed to be bringing me to my abuelos or to Pitis. All right, so as you can see, Juana is not that happy, right? She's kind of slouching on the chair and just feeling a little bored, perhaps. Yeah, okay. That is because Juana's life is about to change. I will let you read the book so that you can find out what is the problem she's about to find. But why don't we draw for a little while? And I'm going to need your help to do that. So, another book I wanted to share with you that I just finished working on is called I'm a Baked Potato. Have you heard of it? It's about a dog with a little bit of an identity crisis. He doesn't know quite well what he is or who he is, and he thinks he is a baked potato. Yeah, it's a really fun book that was written by a very talented, not just author, but illustrator called Elise Primavera. And I was very excited to draw the pictures for that book. So I thought maybe we could draw some dogs eating vegetables, or dogs that look like vegetables. Yeah? So can you help me by thinking of one vegetable that you love? You like carrots and potatoes. Okay, that's good. Now, what about a vegetable that you do not like at all? Yes. Spicy? What, something spicy? You don't like spicy food? Okay, so we can think of a spicy potato maybe? A dog eating a spicy potato? Let's start there and think of something else for later. All right, so this dog is gonna be, let's start with the eyes and the little snout. And he has tears, not because he's sad, but because this baked potato he is eating is very, very spicy, very hot. Let's draw some pointy ears. His hair's all perked up because of how spicy this potato is. Now, should he be eating with a fork or a spoon? Or with chopsticks? A fork? Okay, so let's draw a big fork for his baked potato. And we need the arms, right? Yeah, here's one arm. Here's the other arm. Here's his little mouth. Whew, it's very spicy. His collar. And a plate, of course. All right. Okay, let's make that potato red because it's really, really spicy, right? And let's start thinking of another thing we could draw. Should we? Onions, cauliflower. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. So, perhaps this dog might have been shopping. So here's his little basket. He likes shopping with a little basket. And let's put onions. Here's an onion. And another onion. And another onion. And another onion. I don't know what he's making. He really is into onions, it seems. And here's his little paw. And an ear. The potatoes. Okay. Here's another ear. And this dog also bought flowers at the market. Thank you so much. You should come work with me in the studio so I don't forget drawing all the details. You would be a great assistant. He is a very happy puppy. This puppy walks like a human. Let's not forget the tail, wagging his tail because he's very happy with all the onions. What else are we missing? A neck and his tail. A hat, we need a hat. Okay, here's a hat, a big hat. His hair. Okay, maybe earrings, and this dog is really into braids, really fashionable. And I think the tail is there, but perhaps the tail could have a little ribbon, right? Yeah, why not? There we go. And we're forgetting the cauliflower. So let's go ahead and draw a wagon. Since he has so many, he or she, I don't know, has so many onions, I think we need a big load of cauliflower, right? Am I forgetting the flowers? Okay, there's a lot of broccoli and cauliflower in this cart. Oh, potatoes. Let's draw a few potatoes. There's one potato here, and a little potato here, and another potato here. And perhaps this dog could be wearing sandals. Okay, so here's one foot. And the other foot. Is he wearing sandals that look the same on both feet or different? Different, okay. Might be wearing a little. Okay, I don't know if that's gonna make this dog walk a little wonky, but in style for sure. All right, what else are we missing? A vest or a dress? A vest, a dress, yeah? Okay, so let's draw a dress. Quite a fashionable dog. It's a polka dotted dress. And we need color in the polka dots. Oh my goodness, that would be so nice. Polka dotted rainbow spots. Like your dress. Oh, now I see where the inspiration came from. That is great. All right, we have a little bit of time to answer questions or to draw a little bit more. So I want to ask, do any of you have questions? Yes? How do I come up with the ideas other than real life inspiration? Like the plot twists. That's a really good question. Sometimes life is crazy enough to come up with ideas that are completely unexpected. And sometimes I just start thinking, what if this happened? And trying to think of crazy, unexpected scenarios. I have an uncle whom I love very, very much, who would always tell stories before going to bed, and he would always said, in every single story he would tell, he said, with the bad fortune of ta-da, and then something would happen. So that was always a plot twist that he had in his stories. And I often think about that and the power in changing the plot or in twisting things by having to think of worst case scenario and then adding some humor. Mm-hmm. Yes? What was the inspiration for the first book of Juana and Lucas? Oh, this is something that happened to me when I was very little. My mom apparently picked me up from school and I was furious. I was really mad because they were making me learn something called the English. And I spoke Spanish. And I already felt like Spanish was enough. Why would I have to learn how to speak something else? And she said, well, if you don't learn how to speak in English, you won't be able to talk to Mickey Mouse. And that was enough for me to have to learn how to speak English. With the bad fortune that when I finally went to Disney World, I found out that Mickey Mouse didn't even speak. But I had already learned how to speak in English, so there was nothing to do. And so that was the inspiration. I didn't want to add Mickey Mouse to the story because I wanted to use my imagination and create another world that could inspire children to think of space and science, and that's why I went with Spaceland. In many school visits, they ask me if Spaceland is real. And all I can say is I hope one of you will turn it into a reality, because I find space very exciting. Thank you for asking. All right, I think we're down to 2 minutes, so any other questions or comments? No? Should we? Oh, yes, of course.
I just had an idea.
Do
and
tell.
It was just that maybe like Juana, maybe she gets lost and then she discovers the meaning of courage, because I like books like that. When the characters learn something that make them better characters.
That makes them
Better characters.
I really like that idea. Thank you so much for sharing. Maybe I should think of a book where Juana gets lost. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes?
How did Anna just get in? How did Anna,
It's okay. It's okay. You can come back. We'll listen. You're doing a great job. That was very good. Do you want to share again? No? It's okay. Thank you so much for coming and asking. That takes a lot of courage. Well done. What? I couldn't hear you. Do you want to ask from the microphone? Okay. Yes, tell me.
one.
That was very good.
How about you can put some hair on top of the braids?
A halo on top of the braids? Okay, let's do that. That's very easy to do. Good idea. A halo. Yeah, somebody who buys that many onions to cook should have a halo. There we go. Thank you. That's perfect. All right. Anybody wants a second chance to ask? No? Do you want to ask a question? Okay, we're in the last minute. So I think yours will be the last question. Tell me.
Why does the dogs have two different shoes?
I know, it's crazy. I don't know. Whoever said, when I asked if the dogs should have different shoes, might be able to answer. I don't know. Sometimes my sons like to wear different shoes, and they walk like this. Does that ever happen to you?
One of my friends at my old school wore different shoes.
Oh, very fashionable. I think we can all learn from that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right, we're wrapping up. Thank you so much for coming. It's a pleasure to be here.